Hello, I am Rusha Mukherjee, a student of Srinath Law College, presently interning at LEXCLIQ. Today, I am going to talk about the Citizenship Amendment Bill of 2019. Before we get into this bill, I would like to explain two words. The first is persecution and the second is immigration. What is persecution? Persecution basically means violence. Whenever one group is committing violence against another group, it is called persecution. And the second is immigration. Whenever a person is going to another country to live there permanently, he is called an immigrant. In India, the citizenship was taken care under in two places. The first being the Constitution of India and the second is the Citizenship Act of 1955. However, the Constitution dealt with citizenship provisions back in 1950. That is in the time of our forefathers and not now. After 1955, the citizenship is being taken care of all the provisions of the Citizenship Act of 1955. Now, we will try to take a glimpse that how the Citizenship Amendment Bill is trying to make changes in the Citizenship Act. It is first that this bill is trying to change the definition of the word immigrant, illegal immigrant, to be more specific. This bill is trying to change the definition of the word illegal immigrant. Earlier, illegal immigrant was the person who entered into a country without valid document and stayed here beyond the prescribed period he was allowed. But now, it is being proposed that any person from the Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Parsi or Christian community coming from the three countries of Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh on or before 31st December 2014 would be granted citizenship. Secondly, another thing is proposed to reduce the time required for acquiring citizenship from 11 years to 5 years in case of these 6 communities coming from these 3 countries. Earlier, a person needed to live or do a government service in India for at least 11 years to have the citizenship of the country. But this bill proposed to change this to 5 years only. And it would be very easy for any person from these 6 communities coming from the 3 countries to have or acquire citizenship. This bill has been ridiculed and opposed by many of the northeastern states, and throughout the India it has created a complete chaos throughout. Now we have to understand that what are the problems with this bill. The first problem is it is very discriminatory in nature. We don't know that why, on what grounds is only these 6 communities from the 3 countries chosen to be given citizenship under such special laws. However, Amit Shah said that they are actually making provisions, making safeguards, because these minority communities are very much under violence in these neighboring countries, because mainly these 3 neighboring countries are Islamic states. However, it still remains discriminatory because even the Shias are under a great torture there. But these are not taken into consideration according to the ministers, because there are many more Islamic states throughout the world, and so these Shias or the other Muslim sectors who are facing oppression can move into other states. The second problem is that is coming from many of the northeastern states, especially from Assam. To understand this, we have to understand the root of the problem. Assam was facing immigrants starting from almost 1920. And there was a time when the number of refugees had increased and was more than its normal or original inhabitants. And it was so much higher that it led to the Assam Andolan from 1979 to 1985. And that led to the Assam Accord in 1985, which stated that any person who had come in after 24th March 1971 would be an illegal immigrant and would not be a citizen of that state or as a whole of the country. And to fulfill this objective, the NRC was introduced, and it found almost 19 lakh illegal immigrants there. However, this bill did not focus on it. This bill wanted to change the situation, and this made all the people in the northeast very tensed, because in this case people would easily come from these countries and claim the resources. They would have a share in the resources, and in this way the resources would be of constraint. Moreover, their culture, tradition, everything was being at stake. And this is why all these people are opposing the bill. Obviously, there is no clear grounds of discrimination why this discrimination has been made, and these special provisions had only been made because of these 6 communities. For these 6 communities only, and it is a clear violation of Article 14. However, it has also been said by some of the people that this bill just tries to expand the scope of the immigration laws, and it is a matter of policy how and to what extent it will do so, and it cannot be a statement or a question of law. However, I would like to conclude by saying that the very purpose of India being a secular state is actually being defeated if this type of bill is introduced and that becomes the law of the land. Because we are actually promoting any religion or trying to partialize with any religion, and that was not the content or the contention of the constitutional makers. Thank you and have a nice day.